Hi everybody. While I'm working out the kinks on trying to get my live stream going, I just figured I'd do a little video and share my beautiful day with everyone. This camera I'm using is not doing it justice, but it's what I have on hand for the moment. I wanted to talk a little bit about what to expect on my live stream. One of the things I wanted to let people know. Number one, I don't really keep normal hours, so there's no telling what time I might be on. It might be 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, 6. I don't know. It might be afternoon, evening. Just depends, unless I get some feedback with people letting me know when they want me to stream. But just starting out, I'm just going to go with the flow and just stream whenever I feel like streaming. Now, some of the things I wanted to also let people know. There's a lot of different kind of channels out here. There's a drama community, the tea community, the gamer community, gossip. Everybody knows that there's like 10,000 different communities. And every live stream is different. I've seen live streams where people will be 10 people on a panel all talking at once, or there might be 4 or 5 on a panel and everybody, taking turns and, having a great discussion. What I don't want is chaos. I'd like to have a panel where people can say what they think, but it's not going to be a free-for-all. The things I don't want to happen, I don't really want to talk about politics. I don't really mind talking about religion and things like that if people are respectful of each other. There are going to be a few words that are not going to be allowed on my live stream. And I will go over those when I get streamers. But basically, any term that is used in a derogatory fashion towards someone, gay slurs, racial slurs, anything like that, towards someone's, belief system, status, whatever the case may be. There are certain words that are not going to be allowed that are thrown around very casually, like the R word, the 3-letter F word or its equivalent, things like that. I'm going to be blocking certain words from chat, but also if you come up on panel and you repeatedly say a word that I've asked you not to say, or bring up a subject I've asked you not to bring up on, I'll be polite and give you a warning. But you may not get a third warning. A second warning, I'll probably time you out or mute you. And, if it's purposely repeated, then, you're likely not going to be back. And I'm not a hard ass. I'm not really controlling. But out of respect for people I care about and respect for how I feel about certain things, I have to take a stand, and these are some of the things I take a stand about. Now, I also want to let people know I have no plans to try to get monetized. I don't have a Cash App. I don't have a Patreon. I don't have a PayPal. I'm not going to be putting up super chats, any of those things. I don't see a need for it because, number one, I'm probably never going to achieve the number of subscribers and watch hours that are needed for those kinds of things, like for AdSense and such. Nor do I care about that. I don't need the money. I mean, I'm not rich, but I have what I need. I can get what I want most times. I don't see the point. I don't need status or glory or whatever. I just want to provide a platform that's kind of fun, kind of fill in the gaps that some of the other streams don't provide, that are more structured or more focused on certain things. Now, there are going to be times when I do have a purpose in a particular stream. I want to do some streams um, for lack of a better term, for boomers, for people to come and talk about, if they wish, talk about some of the things that boomers deal with, some of the issues we have to deal with, like medical issues, changes in our lifestyles, our health, not just our health, but our lifestyles, our expectations, how we're coping with COVID, how we're coping with aging, whatever the case may be. Um, there are going to be times when it might be a women only panel. There might be times when it's a family only panel. It might be times where it's, favored for more of one community than another. Although I'm not going to particularly attempt to make it so only certain people from certain channel groups can come in. I'm not going to make it like that. I will say this though. There are some people I do not want on my channel, that I don't want them in my chat, and I will speak to moderators about these things when the time comes. Which brings me to another subject, moderators. I probably won't have need of more than one moderator, and I probably won't even need that right away, but I'm easily distracted and forgetful, so having one mod would be great. But I'm only going to mod a handful of people that I trust and whose views I know and respect, because I want them to be fair, but I also want them to be understanding of people expressing themselves, and but to also take it seriously when I say I don't want certain things in chat, or I don't want certain comments and ideas expressed in chat, such as bullying or hate speech, or, like I said, derogatory terminology towards a group of people. Now, some people aren't going to like this, and understandably, everybody sees things a different way. But if I have a talk panel on autism and people who are on the spectrum, or who have loved ones who are on the spectrum, and we're discussing the challenges of these things, or asking questions so we can be more informed, I don't want somebody coming into the chat and being hateful about it, or making fun of these people, and certain things like that. So like I said, I just want to give you a heads up of what I'm hoping for, what I expect. Like I said, I'm still working out the kinks. I haven't decided whether or not I want to invest in the money to do a quote-unquote professional type live stream. I just don't know yet. I figure I'd stick my toes in the water and go with what I have, work with what I have already, and see where that gets me. And as we go along, if there are suggestions other people can make on how I can improve upon things, I will certainly be open to that. But like I said, I'm not out to be an influencer or a big channel or anything like that. In fact, I prefer to keep my channel smaller. I want to be relevant to those who are interested, but I don't really care to be relevant to the algorithm and to the advertisers and other big channels and things like that. I don't care about all that. What I do care about is, like I said, providing a platform where people can discuss things, and at times be serious, at times just be goofy and silly, and make each other laugh, or a place where you don't have to worry about someone coming in and being able to talk over you the whole stream, because I'm not going to allow that. And I'll go ahead and tell you, I've seen a lot of people go to certain panels because it is allowed and it's entertainment for them. And I'm guilty of watching a lot of the crap myself. And sometimes the shit show is funny. But that's not what I want to provide. So, like I said, I hope that people who know who I am, who are familiar with me already, will give me a chance to work through some of the bugs and figure out how to get this done and everything. I don't want to be like a certain other streamer who blames everything on other people or other things, or YouTube is out to get me, or, you know, 5G is coming after us, etc., etc. No, I'm fully aware that I'm not techno savvy and I'm not the smartest person in the world, but I'm not completely ignorant either. I just want to, like I said, I just want to provide a platform and some entertainment sometimes, and allow certain people to have a voice that may not have that opportunity on other channels, because like I said, there are people with certain conditions or certain lifestyles or certain belief systems that, there are platforms out there for it, but they're so large that these particular people don't really get to have a say, or don't really get to speak and voice their opinions that often. They're not being heard because, when you have, hundreds of people in a chat stream, a lot of people are going to be passed over, and not heard. And getting on panel is a whole other issue. So that's just what I'm going to try to do. I can't be all things to all people. Nobody can. But like I said, there are a lot of people out there that I know that have subjects that they'd like to see approached, and I want to give, like I said, I want to give them a voice. I want to give them an opportunity. And sometimes it might be about things I don't necessarily agree with entirely. But at the same time, that doesn't mean I'm not open to hearing their side of things. One prime example is, faith systems. I'm not going to debate a faith system with anybody, because a personal faith is just that, personal faith. Why you feel the way you do is your business. You're not likely to change my mind, and I'm not likely to change yours. But if you want to have an open and honest and frank discussion about it, without being, hateful, without ridiculing someone else for their beliefs, and, demanding someone see things your way, then, we can have that discussion. Politics is a little bit different. Everybody has their own reasons for the political views they have, but I'm not very well versed on that, and I just think that's an area I don't really want to delve into, because, it's, especially right now, it can be a very heated subject, and that's not something I want to be a part of. People are free to feel how they feel. People are free to have their own viewpoints and reasons, and, I just may not agree with those reasons, and they may not agree with mine, which is fine. But it's just not something I'm interested in having on my panel. Like I said, I've got a lot of different ideas, but it's going to be hit or miss for a little while, because I want to see what sticks. I want to see what my audience, if I ever get one, what my audience is interested in. There may be times when I'll do a stream that absolutely no one but me is interested in. And there may be times when I'll do a stream that I'm not that particularly interested in, but someone I like or care about does have an interest in it and wants to put information out there. There's going to be those times. On the most part, when it comes to panels, I don't think I want more than 5 people up at a time. But on the whole, like I said, I don't want it to be you know, overly restrictive, but I don't want a free-for-all. Many times I might just want to do one-on-one. I had an idea of there are certain other creators that I've had issues with, or that I like, or that I know a little bit about and want to know more about, that if I get an audience, I may start to invite them on to do a questionnaire type panel, give them a time frame to say what they want to say, then I can ask them questions, and then people in chat can ask questions, and maybe have a panel, someone from the chat come up on panel. But if I do something like that, there's got to be a time limit. I'm not going to be like some I've seen and just let somebody come in and just take over the whole panel, and you know, and make it all about themselves for hours. And I will slip up now and then and lose track of things and all that, and I depend on other people sometime to nudge me and say, hey, you know, you said so and so was only going to get 5 minutes, you gave them 10, or no one's enjoying this in the stream, you know, maybe we'll have to do a vote on it and see what the chat thinks, you know. And there might be times when I'll go against that, but on the most part, you know, I want to know how people feel and what they think, and you know, of my streams and the subjects and all that. So inevitably I'll have the final say. It's not going to be one of those channels where anybody can come on. It's not going to be one that anybody can say anything they want. You know, there's got to be some structure. There's got to be some rules. I'll try to be fair and, you know, understanding about most things, but there's got to be a structure. So, like I said, I'm going to try and have a live stream Tuesday evening. Not sure what time, but it's going to depend a bit on if I can get my equipment working the way I want it to, because my auxiliary camera doesn't seem to want to work with live streams. It may be something I'm doing wrong. Maybe, you know, it's just not compatible with the program I'm using. I don't know. But that's, like I said, that's another bridge I'll cross. I'm looking at StreamYards. I'm looking at other options, and I just haven't decided. So the first couple streams will probably just be YouTube Live, and I have a Discord. Don't know if I want to really go into, you know, in that. I'm not that familiar with it, but like I said, we'll just see how things go. Any suggestions are welcome. Any comments are always welcome. And I hope you give me a chance and tell me what you think. And that's about all I've got to say about it. But a lot of this I've said before, but like I said, I wanted to come on and just like let it be known that, you know, I'm going to have certain rules and guidelines and everything, and like I said, we might bend them once in a while, but I want to have some kind of structure. And you know, there's going to be times when you know, there is no subject of the day or the stream. There's no, you know, structured plan, but there still has to be structure in how it's presented. All right, well, that's about it for now. And like I said, the sun's going down. I'm losing my light. It's already a little darker than I intended, and my table's a little wobbly out here on my front porch. I came out to see if I could watch the hawks a little bit, and it looks like they may have gone in already and retired to the nest for the day. I know we've got a few nests in the yard, and I'm glad to see it. I know we've got some owls in the area, but I don't think we have any on this side of the lake. Probably because of us. but that's okay too. Hubby and his brother-in-law took the kayak out, and well, they both took kayaks out and enjoyed the lake earlier today, and it was nice to see them just relaxing and chilling and everything. And I'm trying to talk to hubby into getting a GoPro so he can record some of his adventures, and maybe we'll include those in future streams. I'm not likely to get out in the kayak at all because, for number one, I don't swim. Number two, it's not my cup of tea. But I love looking at the water. I love being by the water. I'm looking forward to the summer, even though it's supposed to be hot as hell. And the only things I have coming up really anytime soon is the family's going to be over for Easter, but I'm not going to stream that because more than likely, you know, people want to relax and really not have a camera in their face. Also, I don't want to feature anybody on the streams that doesn't know ahead of time that I'm streaming and give their consent to do so. I mean, people deserve their privacy. Alright, well that's it for now. It's running a little bit long because I know I've repeated myself a few times, but like I said, I'll get back when I know for sure what I'm going to do. Like I said, I'm shooting for Tuesday evening after 10 sometime. It just all depends on how I'm feeling. You know, I've had a couple of rough days, but today has been a great day. It's been beautiful outside. The weather's been great. The sun's been out. It's been nice and warm. If you don't already know, I'm in Georgia, and I've only lived in this particular home a few months, but I'm already feeling like I belong here. I'm loving it. Miss my old home a little bit, and you know, the people in the area and everything, but I feel like I'm where I belong. And so, good folks, and others as well, I will leave it here, and I hope to catch up with y'all on Tuesday. Take care and be well.